When most people sit down to draw in perspective, they pick their system. 1 point if you want that endless shot. 2 point if you're drawing a nice boxy building. 3 point if you're feeling dramatic and want that high rising shot. 4 or 5 point if you're really ambitious, or just trying to make your viewers dizzy. Each of these systems comes with its own set of vanishing points, and in most drawings you stick to one set. That's the standard recipe. This is what we're used to. But what if you could have multiple sets of vanishing points in the same drawing? That's when perspective stops being a tool and starts becoming a playground. Now, a little disclaimer before we get into the video. I will be talking about vanishing points, convergence, planes, and other terms as if they are the most common thing ever. If these terms are new to you, or you need a bit of a refresher, I would highly recommend watching the Perspective for Beginners series first, and then come back to continue to watch this one. Back to the video. What I usually do first, and what I would also recommend you doing first, is drawing the horizon line. This is the foundation of your drawing. After this, I would choose vanishing points, and because I usually draw in 2-point perspective, I would choose 2. Now, admittedly, it is quite rare for both of these points to be on the paper, but for the purpose of today's video, let's say they are. These 2 points would be considered as one of these sets that I was talking about in the beginning. And then after this, I would start sketching in whatever it is I want to draw. And later, if I wanted to add something, I would use the same set of vanishing points. And then again, and again, and again. And there is nothing wrong with this. You have even seen me do this on the channel before, for example when drawing the forge. But my question is, why stop here? I'm just kidding, of course, but if you get that reference, respect. What I want to do is add another set of these vanishing points. To explain this concept, I want to show you what I'm getting at in real life first. I have a pair of dice here, and you can think of these dice as one of the boxes we just drew. As you can see, I have put these in the exact same position. Now I will lower the camera to mimic what a normal eye level would be. More like this. And as we move the camera from side to side, you can see how these start to look different. Some planes get bigger, some disappear. This camera movement would be the same as the viewer being in different positions. So we could be on the right looking to the left, we could be in the middle, we could be more to the right. And this effect increases as I move the dice further away from each other. So for example, like this. Right now you can see the difference between these is much bigger, but we still know that these are the exact same dice in the exact same position. Regardless of what position they are in, so they can be far apart, they can be close together again, their edges will always converge in the same vanishing point. It's kind of romantic, isn't it? And this is because their edges are parallel to each other. And they are also on the same plane, in this case, the desk or the paper. And that's why you can use the same 2 vanishing points when drawing entire cities. All the buildings have edges that are parallel to each other. But what happens if I roll the dice? And let's see if I can keep them in the shot. Nope. All of a sudden, the edges of the dice are no longer parallel. They will no longer converge in the same vanishing points. But that doesn't mean we can draw this now. It just means that we'll need a second set of vanishing points. So I will take a picture of this position right here, and then we will try to replicate this on paper drawing cubes. It's a bit unfortunate that only one vanishing point is on the page, but even if we would extend all of these lines, it's pretty clear that they would not end up in the same point. What would happen, even though we can't see it, is that all 4 vanishing points are on the horizon line. I will add some boxes with both vanishing points on the paper, so you have some more examples. So, I added some more boxes, and every single 2 of those could be a pair of dice on the same plane. The only difference is that none of their edges are parallel to each other, so they each have different vanishing points. But as you can see, this can still work together in one drawing. Hi, me of the future here. I made a tiny mistake on set number 3. The right vanishing point should be between set 3 and set 2. You can change their positions on the horizon line, but you cannot make the angles more acute. And that's what I did here. So, important. Back to history me. So now, for the grand finale of this episode, which sets can be combined? Drumroll please. It's actually not that complicated. In most cases, a system can only be combined with itself. Let's see, 1 point perspective. Straight into an exception. 1 point perspective cannot be combined with another set of 1 point perspective. Because in 1 point perspective, the vanishing point is always on the center line. This is where the viewer is looking. If we were to move the center line to the second vanishing point, we would basically pen the viewer's eyes. So we would turn the head from point 1 to point 2. This would mean that we no longer would look directly at this plane, and this cube would be in 2 point perspective, because we would look at one of the edges. Mainly this one. Make sense? Good. Because that's basically what's going on in this one. Here you can see one of the cubes head on and one of them at an angle. So it is possible to combine a set of 1 point perspective and a set of 2 point perspective. It is also possible to combine 2 sets of 2 point perspective. We knew that already because this is basically what we saw when we were studying the dices. And then, unfortunately, it is not possible to combine a set from 2 point perspective with a set of 3 point perspective. Because one of the requirements for 2 point perspective is that the vertical lines stay parallel to the field of view. This is no longer the case in 3 point perspective, and so they cannot be combined. And then again, following the pattern, it is possible to combine 2 or more sets of 3 point perspective. There is only one condition, and that is that the vanishing point that is not on the horizon line, so this one right here, stays in the same place. The ones on the horizon line can move around. Then again, it is not possible for sets of 3 and 4 point perspective to combine, because 4 point perspective is curvilinear, while 3 point perspective is linear. So the vertical lines right here are straight, the vertical lines right here are curved. And then again, it is possible to combine 4 point perspective with another set of 4 point perspective. And then last and maybe least is 5 point perspective. This one is a bit tricky. You could theoretically move the 2 outer vanishing points to a different location, but as this is also curvilinear perspective, this would mean you would create a second set of all these curved lines. It's a bit of a mind bender, or a mind curver, if you will. So is it possible? Yes. Recommended? No. And that's all she wrote. I hope I explained it clearly. It's not an easy topic, and there is also not a lot out there on the interwebs. If you have any questions about this, or just in general, make sure to comment down below and I'll make sure to answer. There is also a video on this topic by Kevin McCain Studios, which I would highly recommend watching as well. I also put it in the description so you can find it easily. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more, consider subscribing. I would also like to take this moment to express my gratitude as we just crossed 50 subscribers. If I had a cent for every subscriber on the channel, I could be a rapper. I hope to see you all on the next video. And don't forget to think outside the box.